Oh, hello, hello. Good to see you again. I'm sure you're happy to see me. My name is Jessica, and I'm your host for this very amazing all-women talk show called Sister Sister on City TV and, of course, 97.3 City FM. The show is also broadcast live all over the world via citynewsroom.com, as well as our City Newsroom app. You can go to your Google Play Store or your iOS, check out your iOS device store or Apple Store, and you should be good to go. All right, so download that app today, and you won't have any regrets. When I come back, we get to meet my sisters this evening. Welcome to the show once again. All right, welcome back. So, Sister Sister is live for the next approximately 60 minutes, and we're really thrilled that you're tuned in once again. I do want to give a special shout out to all our viewers in the northern region, the upper west and upper east region as well. We hear you're huge fans of the show, and we totally appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in once again. Right, so let's say hello to my sisters tonight. And today, two of them are in red, one is in orange. I'm the only one in black and gray.
As always.
I certainly missed the memo. What's going on, ladies? Everything okay?
Yeah.
Great. So, Olivia, you're sitting close to me today.
I know.
Why,
I'm feeling the love.
What's going on?
I'm celebrating you.
Right.
Celebrating that's all. Yeah.
Okay.
And just to let you know, we love you and we appreciate you and you're amazing.
Thank you. You won't say something. What you're saying is, what's that? Tina, what's going on? Everything okay?
Oh, everything is
You're looking
fine.
very colorful.
Yeah, I feel colorful inside, actually.
That's good. It's a good thing.
Lots of love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See the way Rosina is rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
And she's rocking.
I'm excited. I don't know why. Yeah.
Hey, you've seen your sisters. A very good reason to be
Yeah.
I
excited.
know, right? And I've seen you.
I know.
Aww.
How's the family?
The family's good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, family's
All right,
good.
ladies. Charlie, let's get right into action.
Yes.
You ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, guys. So our first message comes in here from Idris in Tamale. Now it says, I dated a lady for about a year and we got married. When we're dating, she would allow me to have sex whenever I want. But now that we're married, anytime I want to have sex, she tells me that she's tired and wants to sleep. I love her so much and I don't want to cheat on her. It bothers me a lot because I love to have sex. I tried talking to her on several occasions, but it's not working. It makes me feel I'm not being loved by my wife. Sometimes I feel sad and I don't feel like talking to her. What do you ladies advise that I do? Yeah. Olivia.
Every time it has to do with sex,
Of course. You're a sex therapist on the show, no?
Oh, Charlie, I try. You see, this sex thing, it's a big deal. You know, I was just walking by. I had no idea this colleague of mine watched me. I'd never talked to him before. So he stopped me and said to me, oh, the last time we watched your show, it was really, really insightful because it was this thing to do with the husband who wouldn't have sex with his wife and
Right.
had been months. And he did say to me, it's something that's actually happening.
Oh, wow.
His sister-in-law is being deprived of sex by her husband, and it's been 2 years.
Whoa.
Just because she doesn't want to work.
Interesting. Okay.
So it makes me realize that, people wonder if these comments that come through our show is real or we make them up. But people, it's actually real. We can't make it up. It does happen. And it's a big problem, especially when you're married. And, I say time and time and time again, you can't be in a relationship and use sex as
a weapon.
You can't use sex as a weapon. It's both parties have to enjoy sex, and you can't deprive your partner of it, because once you start doing that, you're being very, very selfish. And in your case, the person who sends this message, your girlfriend or your wife right now is depriving you of sex. You've spoken to her, she doesn't want to yield in, and the question is, what do you do? Because this is how we start pushing our partners away, and then when they find somebody out there who is ready to give them sex 24/7, who is ready to be there for them, appreciate them and bond with them, we end up in churches and we're praying to God to solve our marriages for us, when really you had the opportunity and chance to save your marriage, and it's not rocket science, and your partner shouldn't feel as though sex is a chore, whereby when you're actually giving it, then it's like udipuno, like you're forcing it down there. So no. Please don't do that. For me, I don't know, I'll reach out to somebody who has her listening ear, to her mom or to her dad. I actually do know of a personal story whereby a cousin's husband was not getting it. It depends on the relationship he had or you have with your mother-in-law or your father-in-law. But his relationship was an open door relationship. So he said to his mother-in-law, this is what it is. So afterwards, she took it more seriously, because even though he was communicating to her, it didn't have as much, compared to his mom, her mother actually sitting her down and saying to her, my dear, this is your husband. You have to be there for him. And when it comes to sex, it's an opportunity for both parties to bond, an opportunity for both parties to love each other. It's a love-making thing. So really, find somebody who has a listening ear and let her appreciate how important it is to you. And then another thing, you probably have to have that conversation whereby, was she actually faking it, or before you guys got married? Because
just to get you.
Get you. Maybe she never enjoyed it. Maybe you never know. So if it has something to do with that, that's also another conversation to talk about, whereby you can ask her what else you could do to pleasure her, so that she doesn't find the entire intimate moment very daunting and a chore, like like she's not even going to get to get her orgasm or get OTS. So but that's the thing. If you don't open up to talk, especially the lady, I hope she's listening. If you don't open up about what you like or what you don't like about intimacy, about sex, you're never going to enjoy it, because he's thinking that he's got his wife and his wife is happy. So don't fake it. It's an opportunity for you to be open and enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it with your partner, then who are you looking to enjoy it with? Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I think I was going to take it from the angle, the second one. Because, you see, I feel sex is special. And the degree of you liking sex depends on how you feel about it. And whether you had good experiences when you were doing it. How you even broke your virginity is all part of it. I mean, there's a whole process or a whole theory when it comes to sex. So I would say that the first question is, why was she giving him so much sex when they weren't married? Is it to close the deal and make sure that I have you in my life? That's the first question. Now, what could be the problem? Is it that she's not even enjoying it, or she wasn't enjoying it in the first place? Do you even keep yourself clean? What times do you want it? Does she even like sex at all? How many times does she want it? Can she pleasure you in other ways? Like, there's so many questions to be asked when it comes to intimacy and having sex. So I feel that don't be frustrated. Get to know your partner well. Ask the right questions. Ask her that, is there anything you can do other than, sex? Can you pleasure her? Through that, she may open the gates of heaven for you. I think you should approach it from the other way around. Not that you want sex. Because what you have said in your message is that you really like sex. So what about your partner? Does she even want it once a week? Does she want it at all? So what can you do? Babe, can I even touch you? Can I touch your breast? Can I touch your where? Like, can I kiss you? Does she even like kissing? There's so many things that you should ask before. So I think for me, what I will say is put yourself aside, because you are getting frustrated. Try to think about her. try to think about what she needs, why she's behaving the way she's behaving, and try to think about ways that you can pleasure her. Through her pleasure, you might attain your pleasure. You know, find ways and means, and ask her if there's some alternative that maybe she doesn't necessarily have to have penetrative sex to make you happy. So maybe you also have to, you know, have conversations around it and see what other things you guys can do to spice up your sexual life. Maybe she's pregnant, we never know. Maybe that's why she's disinterested. There could be many factors to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? To add to what they've said, I think that things in our lives always go through cycles. So anytime you start, there's a sharp increase, and then at some point they begin to plateau.
Yeah.
And aside that, sex is also a mind thing. You've heard of law of diminishing returns. When you're so hungry and you eat the first one, you're so satisfied, and after some time, it loses the excitement. So there's various things that come at play when it comes to sex with your partner. Now, to start with, when you're dating, anytime you want to have sex, I'm assuming they were probably not living together. You probably have to go to her place. When you're going, you put in a lot of effort, looking good, smelling nice. You do the whole, probably bring some packed food over. When she's also coming to your end, she's also all spiced up and everything. The deal is set. You know, the excitement is there. But when you get married, the question I want to ask the gentleman, since he's the one who sent the message, because Olivia has touched on the woman's end, the fact that you shouldn't, you know, keep it away from your husband and all. But the question is that, do you just go, babes, time as soon?
Open sesame.
What's up? You know, or you still go through the efforts to make it look like you're actually seeking her. You understand? So the thing is that as time goes on, we get very comfortable with ourselves. And you think that, oh, she's down for me. She can do it. So every time, Charlie, today to what's up? Then you think that she's automatic. No, all the buttons have to come into play. And then giddy, she's into performing. But it's a mind thing. If she's happy, most likely she'll be happy to give it to you, especially if she didn't have a problem giving it to you before.
Right.
You understand? Because she didn't have a problem before, which means that before her mind was there. But now it's possible her mind is no more there.
Yeah.
Maybe you are married, you hardly spend time with her, you hardly spend time at home. You say you want to come in. I mean, really. So I think that since it's the man sending the message, you've touched on the lady's side and everything. I think that you should take your time. Try, and the fact that you've married her doesn't mean that you've bought her mind completely. Like, you should try and woo her, you know. Try and get her to also attend to you. And it's also possible that the frequency you're asking for it now is probably more than when you were dating. But you just can't see it because before you used to put in a lot of effort before it happens. But now probably every day be adding, you know, that kind of attitude. So I think that you should just sit down, talk to your woman, and be loving towards her. Try and get her mind to come around there. Because sometimes when you're asking things of people, it make you look an order. It's not nice. Yeah. So just be nice about it. I'm sure she'll come around.
Yeah.
To just to quickly add something small, it also depends on if they have kids. Because then after they have kids, it depends on how old the baby is and a lot of things happening at home. Maybe there's so much work at home and she's been home all day. She doesn't feel beautiful. She's checked out. And maybe when you come home to you don't engage her, because with women as we are, the little things are very important. Connecting, like Rosie said, connecting. So when you come home and there's dishes, there's stuff, and you just abandon her, it's been a long day. Where's she going to get excited? There's nothing to be excited about, and it's not like you care about her. Once you connect with her in a caring manner, she knows that you're in with her, and it's much easier for her to open up.
You hit the nail on the head. That's actually what I was going to mention, that perhaps, you know, because he's saying that she's always tired and wants to sleep, is there a way that, for instance, you can lighten her load? Do some of the work to, you know, just sort of make her feel more a part of you. Because there could be several factors, you know, and like you're saying, you've tried to talk and, you know, she's still not budging. Try all these other things that we're suggesting. If it still does not work, then it's time for you to make a hard decision. You know, if I mean, I don't know for how long you can stay in that marriage without being intimate with your wife, you know. So then you'll have to take that hard decision. And we can't take it for you. We can only sort of lay the cards on the table. So it's Sister Sister on City FM and 90, and of course City TV, yes. And my name is Jessica. If you want to send a WhatsApp message, let me give you our WhatsApp number. It's 054 998 6996. Maybe you're going through a relationship problem you'd like us to discuss on the show. We'll be more than happy to do that. Or send a quick email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. Would really love to hear from you. Otherwise, if you're writing about the show or having a comment to make on social media, you can use the hashtag SisterSisterLive, and you'll be able to catch our attention that way as well. Plus, remember, we are on Facebook. We have a Facebook page called Sister Sister Live. So go check it out. Add us up and continue with some of the conversations on social media. Okay, so there's a message coming in from Abraham. Now, Abraham says, I'm a level 200 student of KNUST, and my lady is pressuring me to get her pregnant simply because she says guys are proposing to her too much, and she doesn't want to lose me as well. I really love her, and I want to do this after we get married. Should I stick to what she's saying or wait till we get married?
Stick to your guns. Don't succumb to that. You see,
Children are serious business.
it's serious business, and
They are not even.
and you see, life in itself is serious business. It's not a joke. And level 200 KNUST, you don't even know where you're going after school. Gone are the days where after school, there's a ready job waiting for you. Today, doctors have to even apply for jobs. Who would have thought that there would have been a time that doctors apply for jobs? So things just don't fall in place just like that. I mean, do you even know if she's the person you really want
to be with you?
As at now, maybe yes, the butterflies are flying and all that, but you don't know whether she's the person you really want. And this is something that goes against your principle, because per your principle, you probably want to get married and have a child. So if that's your principle, don't let somebody look. I mean, and the reason she gave is even flimsy. That other people are proposing to me, so she can't control herself.
Shock.
So in order to get people off her backs, she has to get pregnant by somebody else, and then the other people will stop proposing.
Then
Look,
she'll always
trust
be
me,
pregnant in
They
life.
won't stop.
they won't stop. You see, there are people who are 50 years, have 4 children, 5 children, and there are still men chasing them. Meanwhile, they are married, and there are still men chasing them. So the men are not going to stop. Yeah, the men are not going to stop chasing her. So what's the deal? I mean, she's probably not matured for any form of relationship. If the only reason why, the only way you can keep a relationship is to make sure the person impregnates you, then
every time she gets a proposal, even after she has a child, she gets pregnant. Like, she'll get pregnant. So assuming she has 10 kids already, and she goes out and somebody say, hey, you're fine girl. Hey,
Give me another child.
Yeah, give me another child.
No, so I think
matter.
that personally, Charlie, you are in level 200.
Focus.
There's focus. There's a lot ahead of you, Charlie, and it goes against your principle and everything. You sent the message. So if I were you, Charlie, forget and be very careful what you do afterwards. Means that you shouldn't, because she can easily trap you.
Yes.
This is what I was going to say.
She will tell you that,
Zip
oh,
up.
I'm okay, I'm safe and everything. Next thing you know, she'll bring pregnancy to you.
Yeah.
And even if she doesn't trap you, she can bring somebody else's pregnancy to you and tell you that it's yours. So many things can happen. So if I were you, I'll zip up, concentrate on my studies, considering yourself, and she's
See, let me
I feel her frustration.
Let me just add a little bit to what you said, just a continuation. See, my friend, just look straight. Don't look side or side. Zip up your trousers. Do your belt very tight. And don't even go and have sex in the first place, where she will have a reason to tell you that you have impregnated her, or the thing small of this dropped somewhere. I beg you. See, the thing is that even people with a lot of money, people who are actually working and they have like constant salary coming in, they are watching how many kids they are having. They are even saying to themselves that I have one, let me pace myself. In the next 5 years I'll have the next one. Life is not that easy. So you shouldn't actually be saddled with someone's problems. If she can't handle her self-control with other men, that's not your problem. Your problem is that you need to stay out of that problem. Otherwise, she will just pack her baggage and everything, and she will come and sit on you. And now the rest of your life, what is going to happen is that you are always working to take care of a problem because you weren't quite ready for it.
Right.
Every time you are in debt because she is going to the hospital and she's doing this, and you will not even be happy in the marriage. There are a lot of people who are dating. In fact, people have been dating for years and they have not been, they are not getting pregnant, or I'm not talking about they are not getting pregnant. I mean, like they've intentionally not had a baby.
And they're not cheating on
and it's not, they're not cheating on this.
Yeah.
They are very comfortable and they are actually progressing
themselves,
steadily.
yeah. And
And so please don't allow anybody to do any such thing to you. You're better than that.
Charlie?
To quickly add to what the sisters have said, you see, in life, it's about having a plan. You need to have a plan for your life and you need to stick to it. Once, I don't condone premarital sex, but once you start having sex, really, you owe it upon yourself, especially as a man, to know exactly when your partner is ovulating, when she's having her period. Right now, there's so many apps that tell. And once you start getting intimate, you need to know. So that assuming a pregnancy comes into play, you can confidently say, I didn't touch you at this time or that time, and you can own up. So for me, that's one of the things you need to sort out. Secondly, this lady, I hope she's listening. But listen, bringing a child into this world is no small joke. And especially when children don't ask to be here. Listen, you have to go for prenatal care. You have to take care of the child. You have to be there. You have to pay school fees. It's not a matter of, oh, I'm having sex. I got pregnant and we've brought a child into this world and that is it. Children are important. They don't ask to be here. So once you decide to have children, you better be there for them.
Important.
And you're too young. It's like a child bringing a child into this world. I mean, look at the consequences. One, the guy is being forced to have, you're forcing this guy to have a child with you. So assuming you even get pregnant, he's going to blame you when the frustration sets in. Where are you going? Are you going or you're coming? Really, there's so much more to life. Me sitting here, like Tina said, I met my husband in 2003. We had our first child in 2010. Under no pressure, we traveled the world. We had so much time to get to know each other. There's so much more to life and relationships besides bringing children into this world. And once we decided we're ready to have children, I mean, pressure from his mother, it meant nothing because both of us had decided that we will have a child when we are ready. You know, so then it means that you're putting steps in place to ensure that the children are comfortable. It's not just about you. It's about other people you're bringing into this world. So really, clearly, she doesn't have a plan. Ask her, what is her plan in life? What does she want to be in future? Has she even thought about why is she even in school? Are you in school to date or to make babies? Really? Sure. Then check out. I mean, save your parents that amount of money and rather invest the money into making babies. No. You know, to have that conversation with her, know exactly what you're doing and plan ahead of time. If you feel that she's going to stall your progress in life, masa,
yeah. Young man, I think you've heard what your big sisters have said on this one. I mean, trust me, the time is not right. And I'm surprised that this lady, in your current situation, being a student in university second year, is actually sort of putting pressure on you to have a child with her. You're not ready. And like my sister said, even people who are working and earning a regular salary, child, it's not easy. So don't, in the name of love, put yourself in such a situation. You will regret it. That's for sure. This is not the time. Pace yourself. Finish school. Find yourself a good job or, be an entrepreneur, and employ people, something, Make sure you have some money. Ask other grown men. They will tell you what it's like. It's not easy to take care of a family. Okay? So pace yourself. That time will come. And you need to wait for the right time. Sister, on CCTV and Night. Sister, my name is Jessica. And of course, we're with you for a couple more minutes. We're talking about your relationship and everything that goes on there. If you'd like our opinion on anything you might be going through right this minute, you can send it to 054 998 6996. There's a message here from Jason. Now, Jason says, I dated a girl for 3 years. When we entered our 4th, she cheated on me with a guy in their choir. I forgave her for everything, and then later we went ahead and got married. My wife is still in this choir, and each time she leaves for a program with the choir, I get worried and suspicious that they're definitely going to see themselves again. It's really a burden, and it hurts me still. I seriously need help. I'm totally confused as to what to do.
Choir boys. They are bad.
Oh, really?
Hey.
You know a few?
Those who play the
instruments.
Hey!
They are bad.
Sisters, what are you saying?
Actually, the drummers.
No, that's the guitarist.
The guitarist or
They like to strum strings, eh?
They just
To play the listing.
Oh,
With his fingers, one time.
Charlie, choir boys, they are only a
bad.
Hey! Charlie, what kind of reputation is this?
No, it's bad.
Why? The
Choir. The leaders, conductors,
Wow.
those people.
I see.
Okay, anyway.
That's just by the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are not saying all of them. Nobody should come and say that the sisters are saying that.
But what
Yeah.
I will say to this guy is that, you know, when something keeps nagging at you, especially for men, they never forget, even though they say they've forgiven you. Once you dealt with it, I don't think he said to him, like, he weighed the options really well and he got into the relationship. He just said to himself that, listen, I love this girl very much. It doesn't matter. She's done it once. She won't do it again. I forgive her. But the fact that she's still in the choir, okay, I would say that you need to communicate with this woman the way you actually feel. And let her know that she continued being in the choir, it doesn't set your mind at ease. But also what that means is that the guy is a human being. They can meet, there are so many meeting points apart from in the choir.
Like Momo.
So if she's bent or determined to do anything with the guy in the choir, she will do it, whether she goes for choir rehearsal or she goes for wherever. So it's two ways. You let her know how you truly feel, and you also try and release yourself from that space. It will be difficult, but you have to let go. Because the thing is, if you've forgiven and you actually want to walk the path and make sure that you guys trust each other, because the foundation of love is based on trust. So if you don't let go, how long will you hold this? How long? To the grave? What? And that bitterness, that hurt, anytime you see the guy, probably you want to punch him, you need to rid yourself of it. And it doesn't take just a day or two. It will take a while. So just start psyching yourself, telling yourself that you need to let go. You trust her until proven otherwise. You know, give her that trust, give her that room, that benefit of the doubt that she's not going to do this until I see. And don't go fishing, because that's when you will hurt yourself more.
Right.
So I don't think her leaving the choir will solve the problem. I was going to suggest that, but I realized that wherever she is, if she wants to cheat, she will cheat. So that one, just work on yourself and let her know as well how you truly feel.
Right.
Let me shake the table small. You see, there's a difference if you dated the choir guy before meeting your current husband. That one, you can tell, I can advise the husband that was a past relationship, it's an ex, whatever, she's left him behind. Because there are people who truly leave people behind and move on. But the thing is that this is somebody that you cheated with. You understand? You cheated with this person on your husband. So, or on your boyfriend then. So, which means that I don't know how you'd expect your boyfriend, because it's a church activity, it's a spiritual activity. Question is that you go to church alone or you go to church with your husband. So you go to church, the choir has come to sing, then you see your wife and the guy Probably they're even leading together. They are doing joint. They are doing a duet, and they are doing holy. They're looking at each other's face, and then they are doing the whole. They're in their spirits. They are doing. You know, it even blocks your spiritual exercise.
Exactly.
So many things that look. You see, we are human beings. It's true. Forgive, forget, move on, put it behind. But there are certain limits to what we can handle as human beings. It's one thing knowing that yes, he cheated on you with this person, but you won't entertain the thought of the person meeting the person. And the day that the person goes and meets the person, the person took extra effort to go and meet the person. But this is choir. They'll go for rehearsals before the actual service. And if they have functions, they'll have midweek service. If it's Christmas, Easter, they have special programs. Which means that
the special program, they travel.
And sometimes they'll travel somewhere, where they're having some choir retreat or something. So it means that every week, this guy is in your head.
Constant reminder.
If I were the girl, I wouldn't even let the man say it. I would leave the choir. It doesn't mean the guy I cheated on should become my enemy. Yeah. But I'll leave the choir out of respect for my husband. I'll leave the choir. The church is not like work that they are paying you. You can do God's work anywhere you want. You can go to another church. You can go to...
She can join singing band.
Which one is singing band?
They're different. There's
singing band.
So if it's God that you want to serve, there are various ways of serving God. You can even be in the same church, but make sure you're not in the same choir.
Exactly.
Just because you want your man to feel sane.
Right.
Yeah.
You see, you don't expect to be hovering... Because you see, the thoughts of that man... All it brings to your husband is pain. This is something that tainted, something that I held dear, that I cherished. So the fact that you are in close proximity with that person at all times, it brings about some pain. Of course, it doesn't make the person your enemy, because there are times people do things and genuinely they know that they've erred and they're able to keep themselves away from each other. That's for you to handle. But how your partner feels about is also another thing. So I'm saying that the guy crashed is even done well by allowing her to continue being in the choir. A regular man will say, Charlie, my dear, if you want us to have this, that's why let me shake the tables a little. Let me be very realistic. Leave the choir. Is the choir more important to you than your marriage? You know, stuff like that. It's different if maybe you met the guy somewhere and then just said, oh, hello, hi, and the man is getting jealous. We can tell the man that, look, the fact that something happened doesn't mean they're enemies, or the fact that you saw or heard that they were they spoke randomly, it doesn't mean we can say all that. But to have the person constantly every week
reminder weekly.
So, what will you tell the man? Because the man is the one who sent in.
If I were the man,
for
the man's sanity, let the man suggest that the woman leaves the choir. Because you see, you can't lie to yourself for a long time. If it's okay with you, if you've genuinely forgiven her, that's one aspect. But to constantly stare, look, it's like somebody says that I'm no more an alcoholic because it hurts me. Right. I don't drink alcohol again. Then every time your wife comes to put a bottle of whiskey in the kitchen, right beside your food, how can you say you stop taking alcohol? Really, you pick it up. By all means, one day you pick it up. So the thing is that, look, fine, you've forgiven her, you want to forget, but there's no way you can forget with that constant reminder around. So that's how you truly feel. Let her know how you truly feel and let her make a decision. The only thing is that the decision cannot be made abruptly. Sometimes she also needs to come to understand where you are coming from. Then she makes that decision to leave because of you. If that happens, then the leaving will be genuine, will be authentic. Otherwise, if you force it on her, what's going to happen is that she will leave all right, but it will cause other problems in your marriage. As in, yes, so you said I should leave, I've left. Now she'll start causing other problems in your marriage because you insisted that she leaves the church. So how you communicate is very important. But I think that if it truly worries you, don't hide it from her. Let her know that it worries you. And the lady too, I don't know if you are listening. I don't know why you are comfortable in church. So when you come for choir, what happened? Are you going to narrate the whole issue minus the guy or what?
Tina, you have a personal experience, but you will come to it. Olivia.
It's all suspicious. To add to what the ladies have said, my sisters have said, for the man, I mean, I congratulate you. You're a good man.
Yeah.
You know, you're a good man. You're amazing. Because she cheated on you. You were ready and willing to forgive her. and to actually marry her. So clearly the problem is not you. The only thing is that you love her beyond, any reasonable doubt that you're ready to settle with her.
Right.
So the problem is not you. So kudos for your amazing heart. You're an amazing person. But a little advice, and thank you for sharing your story, but a little advice to people out there who have heard your story. When you are in a relationship whereby there are trust issues, trust issues, she cheated on you, clearly your scenario is different because right now with you, it's even worse because you have a constant reminder that she could actually cheat on you. And once she's been able to, the person is there, like Rosie said, that the possibility that she could do it again is high. So yours there is even worse.
Yeah.
But generally for people who are looking to get married, people who are in relationships, if no matter, you see, you can love there, you can love. It's okay to love. But when there's a breach in the contract, there's nothing you could do to, your case is clear whereby you decided to forgive her, but she's not allowing you to move on. So sometimes it takes a lot more for you to be able to move on. For me, if I had been in your situation and looking at the circumstance, I would not have pursued it.
Wow.
I would not have pursued going on to marry her in terms of proximity, in terms of the person being so close. No. Once you cheat like that, I won't pursue it because there's always going to be, no matter how much I love you, no matter how much I choose to trust you moving on, there's going to be at the back of your mind when you go out, because you've done it to me, is there a possibility that you could do it again? I'd rather start off a clean slate. So I guess it is what it is.
Huh? We are bad.
We are bad. They are bad.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody knows.
Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. What are your thoughts on some of the conversations that we're having here tonight? You can send them in to 054-998-6996. Let's move on. Another message here says, sisters, my fiancé lives in the same house with an 18-year-old girl. They even sleep in the same room.
Okay.
She got pregnant and accused my fiancé of being the father, and he denied it and told me that the girl was too young for him. However, he still takes care of the child, and they still live together. Sisters, what should I do? Should I marry him or stop?
No, you can't marry him. She's 18. She's in the same room with your...
No, he said she's too young for him.
No, but he's taking... this guy is completely playing you. I don't know how else to sugarcoat it. But he's playing you. One, as to how he managed to convince you that it's okay for them to be in the same room, and they got pregnant, and he denies it, yet he takes care of the child, and you're still in the relationship contemplating on whether to marry him or not. He's winding you up, my sweetheart, really. So he's taking care of this child based on what? What are the terms and conditions in this? Based on what? No, and the thing is that this 18-year-old girl is in the house because of what? Is she being a house help or what's the deal? Listen.
I think today we are getting very passionate.
Sometimes when you're in a relationship, it's okay to ask questions. It doesn't mean, and how you ask questions is very important. It's not like you're being nosy. You're whining about it, but it's okay to just sit down in a very calm tone and say, hey, it's okay to ask questions. Why is she in the same room as you? A fine, voluptuous, even if she's not voluptuous, she's got boobs, she's got and in the same room, into a Jerry, where does she dress up? There's everything
the
wrong
same room is not being a problem for me.
Everything wrong with being in the same room and him playing on you. He's completely playing on you. This is not a relationship to be in, if you ask me. Because really, I don't see it moving anywhere. He's lying to you straight in the eye. You cannot trust him. Pick up yourself and move on with your life.
see, you shouldn't ever feel like somebody is doing you a favor by being in a
Thank you.
relationship.
Thank you.
You should never feel like that. As in, don't worry. Who are you?
Tell me, please.
See, in the first place, if he's your fiance, or your, how do you call it, fiance?
Fiancé.
Yes. If he is, he means that much to you, what business does he have?
Thank you.
Even living under the same roof, whether it's 1,000 bedroom, why is she living in the 999th room? What's she doing there? I mean, see, let me tell you something. We set precedents for bad behavior in marriage.
Yeah.
What you condone now is what you condone in your marriage.
Worse.
In fact,
Yes, a worse version.
Upgraded
It
version.
never gets better. Your honeymoon period starts when you are dating into the first year or whenever of marriage, and then the rest of it either gets worse, comes up, comes down, worse, up, down, and then you have that roller coaster and you're going up and down. And maybe you become siblings when you have married for like 30 years or 40 years. Now you see yourselves as friends, you sleep in the same room, you wake up and you are normal. But now you are saying that he said that. What kind of cock and bull story is this? You have tolerated it, and you've accepted his excuses for far too long. Although, just in case you don't know, okay, maybe you don't know, that's why you're asking us. Please, that is his child.
Thank you.
Number one.
Yes. Number two, that is his girlfriend or his baby mama.
For life.
Eh? They have a bond that you can never break.
That's
But hope you.
child.
I'm the linguist in this thing.
Also, he is taking care of the child because he actually feels responsible. He has not let go of the girl because he loves the girl. So please, yours might never happen because there will be a story later to now compensate you for the whole, your time wasted. So please, before they come and tell you another cock and bull story to disrespect your good self, I beg you, take it from us. You are being played. Respect yourself. Tell the man, you can't do this. You can't. I mean, it's clear. You don't need a paternity test. You don't need anything. Everything is in black and white. Stop living in denial. Just pick up yourself. Oh yeah, leave. Lick your wound. Stay a while. Let your heart be at rest. Love yourself. Love will find you.
That's all. So, my young lady, you've been had. You've been lied to. You've been hoodwinked.
Yes.
You've been bamboozled.
Ooh.
I'm telling you that the guy is a liar. That is his baby.
He's a fraudulent.
You don't want to do that.
He's a fraudulent.
Let's take it from your sisters. We'll go for a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Every weekday at 8 p.m., City Newsroom brings you analysis of the major news stories of the day. In-depth, comprehensive, and researched. It's 1 hour of local and international news from 8 to 9 p.m. It's the City Newsroom. Weekdays on City TV.
We spice up your mornings with culturally enriched conversations, social interviews, and policy-oriented discussions that will keep you updated on the progress of the nation. Let your voice be heard with the hashtag Breakfast Daily.
It's actually a good thing and healthy to be okay in your own skin. Not because you don't have the options, but it's also healthy to be able to say, listen, I'm going to the movies by myself. I'm going to the restaurant by myself.
Join us for breakfast daily, only on City TV. Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10.
Welcome back to Sister Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. Don't forget, you can find Sister Sister on Facebook. You'll find this very interesting logo here on our DP, or just search for Sister Sister Live, right? Follow us and let's continue the conversations on that platform. In the meantime, here is a message. It's pretty short. It says, hello, sisters. I'm Nanadra from Takwa. Thanks for tuning in. Says, please, can a marriage work without love and affection? If not, then what should I do to stop this marriage from happening?
Which marriage?
She's about to get married. And she's asking if the marriage can work without love and affection.
What's the premise of association?
What does that mean?
What?
Hey,
Proper
I know, right?
Yes,
Why? How? On what basis did they
Come
did they come together?
That's a good question, though.
Because based on that, we can tell you whether it will work or not. If there's money all the time,
it can work.
And you are there because of money. Oh, it's gone. Why? You think it's only love? Yeah, I don't think it's only love that would make a marriage work.
This is what I think. Okay. It doesn't go for everybody, but what I think is that if it was a man who sent the message, my response would be different. If it's a woman, it would be different. Being that, you see, I think men don't need a reason to love a woman. A man can love somebody just because they love the person, period. It doesn't matter the looks of the person. Of course, they get excited, attracted, but that love feeling, no. Because sometimes you see a man who is in love with some woman and you wonder, but this woman, Charlie, how? But the guy doesn't play with the woman at all. The woman may not be cooking and cleaning and doing all of those, but the man doesn't play with her at all. But you see, for women, what I think is that for women, because of the way we express our love or how we expect to be loved, when you have somebody who treats you right, you have somebody who does the things that make you happy, you can learn to love that man. It's easier for a lady to learn to love a man than for a man to learn to love a woman. A man usually loves a woman because he loves a woman, period. Maybe they may have a hard time expressing it, or maybe they are young, they are a bit, maybe they are doing all kinds of things, but whether they love the man or the woman or not, you can't question it. But a woman can learn to love somebody. Most of the time when women meet men, that guy, no, then after some time, hey. Yeah. So I think that as a woman, the love, no, it can grow. If the man treats you right, it can. But you need to have some form of affection for him. So without love, it can grow. But without affection, that means that even if he does good for you, you don't see it. It means that you don't have any form of likeness, or it's like when you see him, he irritates you. If that's what it is, like when you see he actually irritates you, then it will not work. Yeah. But that love that I'm talking about, that's love, that pure love, no. You may not start with it, but if he does the right things, it can grow and it can get there. But you need to have some form of liking for him. So if you don't have that liking for him at all, and your body cringes when he holds you, then the marriage will not work, then stop it. Mm-hmm. But if you can afford to spend time with him, just that service, selfless service, unconditional thing is not there, it can always grow if he does the right things.
Okay. Olivia,
I know a girl who married a guy. She didn't love him, She couldn't even imagine kissing him. Not that she would cringe at seeing him, but he was
never occurred to
It wasn't sexual.
Yes, it was never sexual or anything, and they were just good friends who would talk about anything and everything. But she never saw him in that light, in a lovey-dovey light. But he loves her, and she's grown to love him. So again, the basis was not love; it was the ability for them to just be. When it comes to marriage, when it comes to relationships, men-women affair, there's a reason why, for me, the Bible says men love your wives, and then women respect. For me, it's about respecting. Men like to be respected. Men like to be... what's the word? To be praised, to be made acknowledged or they like to feel important and loved and what's the word? Love is not the word I'm looking for, but appreciated and wanted. Whereby women needed. Whereby women crave to be loved. They want to hear a man say sweet nothings in their ears. They don't mind hearing "I love you" 1,000,001 times. Well, there's always an exception to the rule. But this is how it works. So if you may not be in love with him as it's usually, you see, that's why there's the scenario we had earlier on. She loves the man so much so that he got an 18-year-old pregnant, but still she can't see, you know. So sometimes it's good to go in a relationship with your head, especially as women. Yes, there might not be love right now, but it's not impossible. Do you see him as somebody that you admire? Does he have qualities that you can live with? Are you able to hold a conversation about anything and everything, even though you might not have butterflies in your tummy when you're with him? Can you go past those things? And really, if you can, I think love can always come. That's what I think. But if you feel that, one, you're not even attracted to him at all, is he nice to look at? You know,
you don't want to wake up and think you're looking at a monster.
Thank you. You see, so are you open to what the future will unfold? But if you feel like you're not ready and willing to open up to what possibilities he could offer, then by all means, don't go in. Because you might, even relationships that happen every now and then, you might work with somebody for like 10 years until one day he has a conversation with you and you go like, oh, I didn't know this about you. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're like so interested in him. And then because you've given yourself an opportunity to know him. So don't rule it out completely. Personally, I wish that you had a bit more time to study him before getting married. Rather than just jump into marriage, because then you could marry him and realize, oh my goodness, I made a big mistake. Or you could marry him and you never know. I wish you had a bit more time so that you could be able to make that informed decision about him.
And I wanted to add, okay, sorry, you haven't spoken.
Sorry. Yeah, you have 3 minutes actually.
Oh, okay. So
that's a lot of time.
I actually love what the sisters have said. And what I want to add to it is that you may never find love in marriage. That's another side of it. If you enter the marriage without love and hope that you find love, you may never find that love, depending on how things go. Okay. But with mutual respect for the two of you, the marriage can survive. So that's why in the beginning I was asking, on what basis did you come together? Some people actually, second, third wives, everybody has their houses. The man just goes to them. They are in marriage. They are okay. They have what they ask for. They have sex when they want to, or when it's their turn. They do their business. It's marriage. They are okay. So for a marriage to work, it doesn't have to be based on love. You may find the love in the marriage, but you may not. What is important to you is what you find so dear to you. If the man doesn't give you a particular thing, if you wouldn't survive, then don't go. So maybe let me find a way to better articulate myself. I mean, if you're looking for love and you're not getting it, and that will let you look elsewhere, then the marriage is not for you. If you're looking for money and the man cannot give it to you and you will look elsewhere, the marriage is not for you. So whatever is dear to you, that you know that by associating with this person, I'm not going to get it, then yes. So an example is my mom and my dad. They actually got married because they loved themselves. But before then, my family or my mom's family was pushing a certain agenda with another guy based on prestige. So what they wanted for her was prestige. What she wanted for herself was to get a man who she loved. And my dad didn't have anything. She dogged all that prestige and went for love. And years later, we never got, like, we weren't affluent people, but there was always peace in our home. And that is what she wanted. But somebody cannot survive without that prestige or without the money. Yeah. So
okay, we're out of time now, so unfortunately we have to wrap it up. Yeah. But I think we're out of time, ladies. Unfortunately, so we have to leave. Here's what we can continue the conversation on Facebook. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, let's do that. But thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll be back same time next week on your favorite station. Remember, you can interact with us on our Facebook page, Sister Live. Send us messages there as well. They'll make it to the show. And if you sent a message that I did not read today, no worries. I will be reading those messages in subsequent episodes of the show. My name is Jessica. Been here with Rosina, Olivia, and Tina. We'll be back same time next week. Cheers.